You know, I don't have enough vests.
Yeah?
I don't have any vests.
Oh, well then, yeah. You
I don't like saying vests.
If you have one, it's okay.
I don't have any.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
I think it's an underutilized fashion accessory. Vest.
Yeah, that's
You
cool.
don't need them, man.
Yeah. You know, I got to stop you right there, actually, because I'm just looking on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm on the popular page.
Okay, why?
And there's this, I don't know, I just kind of clicked it.
Yep.
There's a girl on the page, and I was like, oh, who is that? Because she looked kind of pretty, whatever.
Okay.
You know?
That's how Instagram works.
And I noticed she had 990,000 followers.
Well, because she's pretty.
Wow, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Well, Instagram is a pretty girl's game.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not going to pretend like what I was saying needed to be a segue and I said it on purpose, but does she have any accessories? Because fuck it. I'm going to pretend like I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
What do you mean
She
accessories?
wearing a vest or anything?
Oh, well, no.
Nah, dude.
No, but
I bet.
You best?
I best or I bet?
Yeah.
I bet if she did wear a vest, she'd be rocking it.
Yeah, probably with nothing underneath and just like all sexy and cool.
Yeah, that's right. Can I see? Can I see her? Are you looking at it?
Sure, but it kind of blows it. I want to tell you about this first.
Okay, you want to tell me about it first. Oh, by the way, welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chris D'Elia.
And no Brian the Kid Callen today because, wherever. He's not here right now, so now you can stop thinking about him.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris?
She's a very attractive girl, and let's not even talk about her username because we don't need...
No, we don't need to do that. That's
that
could backfire.
Yeah, totally. But there's a picture of her here. Actually, I can show it to you here. A lot of cleavage, right?
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's
very
very,
pretty.
very pretty.
Very pretty girl.
Very pretty, and a lot of cleavage. And that's kind of the point of the photo, to be honest, right? The cleavage.
Yeah.
And I just looked, and it has almost 70,000 likes on it, which is great.
Chris and I are both on Instagram.
Yeah, we're both on Instagram. I'm Chris D'Elia.
I'm Will Sasso,
Right,
and welcome to. And Brian's not here.
Right.
Oh,
No,
you were
he's not
doing the Instagram.
Yeah,
names.
the Instagram thing.
Our names are just our names.
No, I know. Yeah,
So,
don't get caught up in that.
All right.
So, and now I just kind of saw that it had that many likes, and I was like, wow. And then I was like, well, let's look at some of the comments because there's a bunch of different comments, and there's some foreign guys. Some guy just wrote "ay yo yay." I don't know what that is.
Wait, he just went "ay yo yay."
"Ay yo yay."
For everyone listening at home, and for me too, please spell it.
AYOYE. Ay yo yay.
Ay yo yay.
Ay yo
He
yay.
went.
Yeah, that's what he did.
It was like, you know what he was doing? He was gonna be like, "Hey yo, what's up, baby?
Right.
You hot?" But then he started falling, and
and kept typing.
and then and then he just hits in.
And the last one was the best, and
Yeah.
I almost laughed, but then I kind of caught myself because we were starting to record.
Mm-hmm.
The guy commented just straight up, no punctuation, good for titty sex.
Okay.
The guy just wrote,
Yeah.
good for titty sex.
We've talked a lot about apps and the internet,
Like-
different and all that shit, and I don't even want I don't want to go off on a rant of like how
But like
people are fucking everything up with that, because anybody can say that. You know what, man? Listen to another podcast if you want to hear
like why would
someone get pissed off about. But I'm really, really pissed off right now.
but he's Australian. He's
Yeah.
14.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But what's the deal? Why would you say that? What do I like?
Because comments.
Oh,
have become,
like I look at this and yeah, okay, I guess I could do that. Yeah.
Because comments have become their own beast. I was actually having this conversation with someone recently, and we were talking about how parts of the internet are very shallow and they lack substance. Blah blah blah. This is an old argument. Facebook before Instagram. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Now we got the selfies and that whole thing. And who cares? The same could be said about television a long time ago. That's not even my argument. The point is, what are you laughing at now?
Guy wrote, "Want my dick at 7.0. Want
Is he rating it or measuring it?
Want my dick? It's 7.0.
Because if it was a 7-inch, if we're talking
Dick,
about a
that's
7-inch,
pretty healthy.
Yeah, sure. That's
But if
probably
it's
a little
7
above
out
the
of
average.
10,
Yeah, then he's
Not
got
that
some.
good. It's not that. I'm gonna write back to him. Yo, that's not that good of a dick out of 10. Watch, where is it? Where does it go? Here we go. Oh, here.
Anyway, what I was saying is, there's a lot of dumb stuff on the internet, and that's fine. I'm not going to go off on what I like or don't like on Instagram or Twitter or Vine or any of that stuff. That's subjective, but I think we can all agree that a lot of this stuff is really dumb. But what's the effect? The effect is that a lot of the comments are really dumb, and that's cool. That's kind of, in essence, what the internet is. It's about connectivity. You do something really smart, really intelligent, people are going to comment and they're going to say something that disputes it or corroborates it. And if you do something really dumb on the internet, people are going to make some dumb as shit comments. But in both cases, a lot of people just need to make noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so a lot
I
of dudes
know.
are just like, do you want my dick? It's 7.0. Well, I think we can all agree that's really fucking ridiculous. And a lot of people say a lot of stupid things. But then you're saying the young lady, God bless her, was just kind of exposing her cleavage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine, but she hasn't provided a whole lot else. So she's attracted this dumb guy.
Yeah.
Or a dumb guy could post something dumb and a gal might comment, OMG, marry me. And if you ask that gal, are you attracted to that guy? She might just say, nah, not really. And then it's like, yeah, well then why'd you write that? I don't know, I just wanted to write something.
Right.
And I think that's sort of the innocent thing about
Right.
comments is it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah.
Clearly, especially when what the comment is based on is dumb. And I guess that's my point. It's all just dumb. And comments are really dumb.
The very dumb.
Yeah.
And
I don't
like,
think anybody means that shit.
when-
I don't even think that dumb guy meant I have a 7.0. That's so dumb.
well, I don't know, maybe, but my point, well, what I would say is like when girls write like "fuck me" or "what I would do to you" or like "oh, come meet me in my bedroom" or whatever the fuck, you know, sometimes you get those odd comments, right?
Not me, no.
Well, that's very sad, but I will. And so when I do, I sometimes just I want to, you know, just to as a science experiment, drive the fuck over and be like, let's do this.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
No, you can't do it, and I wouldn't do it because
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's great.
But I want to look them in the eyes while they're like, oh shit, I didn't mean it, and I'd be like, ha, well then,
Well, that's yeah.
don't then you know what? Don't comment.
I guess not.
Don't comment.
Yeah.
That's all we have as human beings is words.
Yeah, that's
Our
how
words.
That's how we formulate
That's
our
what
thoughts.
we do. I say something, and then you get to know me a little bit better. So if you're just gonna write OMFG, marry me,
Yeah.
and you don't fucking mean that, what the fuck are you?
But then everybody writes that, so it kind of doesn't matter. The currency.
But it does matter because, you know-
it's Bitcoin. Everybody turns around and goes, "Oh, this is worthless."
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? That's the fucking new pogs.
Comments.
Yeah, comments are the new pogs. Fuck you.
Very good. Well said. Well, you don't have to get pissed off.
I
about
don't
it.
want them. OMFG, marry me. Okay. When's the wedding? June. Let's do it in June. No?
I would love for there to. What if someone actually met their bride that way? They were kind of like, yeah, this girl just like went OMFG, marry me on my Instagram. I took a picture of a sunset and she said OMFG, marry me, and then he hit her up and she was like, all right.
Dude, I you know, people who say that's why I'm always very clear and very direct. I'm always very clear and I'm very direct.
I know you are, man.
I say when I meet someone and I think they're attractive, you got boyf.
You don't say you got boyf because they're not going to know what you're talking about.
I finished the word though, you know.
People that have listened to 200 plus episodes of our podcast know what we're talking about.
But I say you got boyf, and then say no. You say no. I say, oh cool. What's up? Let's go. Let's hang.
Yeah.
And if they're like, well, yeah, okay, then I'm like, it's on, baby.
Way to go.
You know. But if it's not on, then if they do have a boyfriend, then I say, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be like this, but you know how the song goes. On to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next,
Yeah.
on to the next, on.
You know what? Hey,
And then Jay-Z is like,
if you're listening to this and you have
Kanye.
Instagram,
Kanye, Jay-Z.
yeah, Kanye, Jay-Z, yeah. Why don't you just, if you have Instagram and you see a girl and you think she's attractive, you should just comment, you got boyf? Y apostrophe
My
G-A-H
favorite-
B-O-Y-F. You got boyf? Question mark.
No. Hold on. I actually really, really, really want you to do that. You got boyf, but tag Will and I in it so we could see. But you got to go to the really hot girls, say, you got boyf, and tag Will and I in it, because I will laugh all day if I see that shit. If all of a sudden I'm getting tagged in hot chicks photos, and then you say, you got boyf. Dude, come on, man. Do that for us, please.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, man.
Do it for real.
You got boyf.
You got Y apostrophe G-A-H
G-A-H B-O-Y-F.
That's
oh,
it.
Apostrophe?
Yeah, Y apostrophe G-A-H
Apostrophe. B-O-Y-F.
Right.
Question mark.
Yes,
You
dude.
got boyf?
And then tag us in it so we see it.
Yeah.
You
sounds
can tag
good.
us in the next comment if you don't want to put it with us. Just kind of, you know.
Yeah, then we can check it out. Hey, I feel like this has been really, really constructive. You know,
I like
think
this one.
we learned something about Instagram, and we learned something about social networking. And we learn a little something about each other. As Chris said, that's how communication works.
It is.
Hey, thanks for listening to 10 Minute Podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes and follow us on all our social networking things. You go Google.
Marry me. Will. You
Yeah.
will. Marry me.
All right. How's June? Because OMFG.